It's Jay here at Project Revolution, Sound Advice Amphitheater in West Palm Beach, and I got my good buddy and fan of the show, got Brian from Miami. Brian, you're getting ready to go backstage, and you are going to interview Chester Bennington, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How are you preparing for?
Your answer's right here.
We're gonna go back and meet him here soon. Here we go.
Okay, first question I have for you today. Thanks for meeting me. Was in the early days of Linkin Park, was there a point where you guys felt, this we're not going to make it, this is impossible?
No, actually, there was never ever a moment where we were like, this isn't going to happen. I think if you get in that mode, you're probably right. You're probably, fulfilling that prophecy yourself. It's important, if you want to do something, you believe in yourself, you have to work at it and continue down that path. And we were turned down so many times that it's ridiculous, but we still made it, and I think that's because we just refused to believe that we didn't have something special.
Yeah, I definitely feel that's the way to go. I mean, as a musician myself, I know what it's like, so it's very good. What was the inspiration for the last record? What made you guys decide, it's time for another album, it's time for the the next album?
Well, we had been touring for so long, we knew we needed a break, but we love to write music, and that's what it's like half of what we do. So we knew we took about 8 months off, 7-8 months, and we were starting to get the itch to go in and do something, and so we just kind of like we wanted to go in immediately, but we knew that we needed a break. We knew that we needed to kind of like spend time with our friends and family and decompress a little bit,
Yeah, music does do that to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you just get the itch, you just get the itch.
Yeah.
Next question is, how do you fight off all the groupies? I mean, I know you're married. Do you use tasers, billy clubs, sticks? What is it?
I guess it's kind of like fortunate that we don't have a lot of groupies. We have a lot of kids who are like really just into the music, and I'm sure they're out there. But mostly people are really respectful, and beautiful women are all over the world, and groupie or not, I think it's you're only as strong as you want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess you guys got lucky in that sense, because I mean, you guys have been around for a long time, and I mean, growing up through the generations, you still keep the younger generation, which is pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that we connect with a broad, array of people. I think, people who are my age or a little older than me, get what I'm talking about and get what Mike's talking about. But there's still, we still can convey something that's important to teenagers too, that they understand that, I hear a lot that, what you guys say in your music is what I've been trying to say, but I just couldn't figure out how to say it. And it's really cool that we can do that,
Yeah, that's exactly what makes you guys different from all the rest, I mean, seriously, it's amazing. Which has been your favorite Linkin Park album thus far, and why?
It's hard to say. I think there's moments on each record that I'm just like we really peaked, at that point. But I think for me, it's like always the newest thing you do is like the most important thing to you at the time. But I'm pretty positive that Minutes to Midnight's going to be hard to beat, because like Hybrid Theory was great. I think it took the world kind of by surprise. It was a new, fresh thing that happened. Meteora was kind of like the volume 2 of that, and Minutes to Midnight is like, I think, our deepest, most well-written song collection so far. I think it's more diverse than anything we've ever done before too. So it'll be hard to beat.
Okay. Yeah, it is definitely different from all your previous albums, which is unbelievable. You guys always refrain from using any kind of profanity in any of your albums. What made this album different?
Well, we didn't. It wasn't like we sat back and said, "Okay, we can't cuss on the record." We would write lyrics, and there would be explicit language in the lyrics in certain cases, and it just kind of felt like contrived or like forced to, if it came across like that sounds like you're trying to be tough, gone. We needed to find a better way to get that point across and make it seem real, not like we were trying to be something that we weren't. and that kind of just worked how the lyrics really worked in the other two records. It was like it just kind of like didn't fit. And then with this album, you know, there's on like Given Up, it was like in the bridge and chorus, it was like, we want to say something that you'd really say, you know, out loud, and this is the kind of feeling that's behind it, you know. And with Given Up, it's like, you know, you literally, it's at a point where you're just like, you basically say F it and like throw your hands up and you know, kind of surrender to whatever your problem is and just say I lose, and that's not a good feeling. And so, you know, it kind of the sentiment carries with that word in. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like that's how I feel. You know, that's how I would want to say it. That's how I. So it fit there, and so it stayed. And you know, with Hands Held High, it was like, it felt like it needed to be said that way, and that's, you know, it just kind of worked its way in for the first time to where it felt natural and it felt like it needed to be there.
Okay. Has there ever been a show or experience, any in particular, that has stood out to you more than the rest? One that says, you know, I'll never forget this day ever?
Yeah, you know, we did a show not too long ago at this club called Astoria in the UK. It was a small club, you know, maybe 700 to 1,000 people, I think. And for like everything clicked. It was, you know, one of those shows where like you walk off stage and you're just like, we killed it, dude. Like, and that it was cool because, you know, there's very few times where the whole band walks off stage and goes, that was the best show we've ever played. And we all walked off and was like, that was the best show we ever played. So that will always stand out. And like certain shows, like, you know, your first radio show, or like, you know, we played Live 8, and we played in front, literally there was 800,000 people on the street. You know, it's kind of hard to forget that.
Okay, well, last question I have for you today is, you know, and I feel this is the most important question that everybody in South Florida wants to know, especially myself. Do you guys by any chance carry an old autographed guitar around that, you know, for your most deserving fan?
It's a good idea. Maybe we'll start doing that, but not right now. No. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. So let's see the most amazing show that we've ever seen this side of the coast. You know, let's see it. Rock out, man. Awesome.
All right, brother. So you talked to Chester. We had quite a bit of time with him. What'd you think?
Very, very smart guy. His answers were more than I could have ever expected from anyone.
And, you know, you won this opportunity when you were listening to my show. What were you doing that day? And did you ever think you'd be back here?
Actually, I was driving to work, you know, was running late, heard you on the radio, decided, you know, why not? I'll just give him a call. Called, talked to you 3 times it took me to get it right. And I'm here and I'm enjoying myself. It was a blast.
Right on, man. Right on. What would you like to say to 93 Rock, by the way?
93 Rock is the best station ever. Nobody else can beat it. Thank you, 93 Rock. Best day of my life.